To spring or not to spring? So, of course, this being our spring bar. Is this a spring we trade or not? And if so, why? And if not, why? And this is today's market. Too much volume, wait for test. Okay. That's a good observation. Yep. Someone says we have weakness in the background. There is weakness in the background. There's a lot of weakness in the background, which is why I wanted to share this with you. We can really, really dissect this chart, which is fantastic. I love it when you can read this market as clearly as we can within here. This is just a superb trading range where we can see that sellers are in control. Ergo, this spring is a big no-no. We do not trade this spring. Why? Let's go into it. We come up, good buying to 1. And arguably, we get good buying to the 2. Look, we close firm, but we noticed that the buying isn't as good as it was from 1 to 2. Yet we're still closing firm, okay? Then then we have shortening of the thrust. Then we get this buying here, which is even worse than this buying, and we make a lower high. And then we get this drive, which is even worse than this drive. So we can see that buyers are certainly deteriorating. Yet at the same time, what do we note about the selling? Well, we have the selling from 2 to A here. Good wide spreads coming down. So 3 bars wipe out all of this price action. We come down from 3 here to B. 2 bars wipe out all of this price action. Then we come up here, which of course is an up thrust. And then we get weakness here, and it wipes out all of this price action in 3 bars. On this reaction here, we do get good supply. Yet we have shortening of the thrust in the closes, which tells us that the market, it will come back up to retest. That's what the market is telling us here. And then we hold sideways. Boom, bar E. Look at the volume come in. This 1 down bar wipes out all of this progress. Then we push on up. We try to push on up. Volume declines. Boom, we touch resistance. And look, with big wide spread again. Still supply. I think if someone put this, every touch of resistance, supply is coming out. And supply is actually getting stronger. It's increasing. Whilst we've noted that the buying has deteriorated. Then from F, we get this buying over here to 5, which is actually the poorest buying on the chart. And it doesn't retrace very deep into this supply bar. Ergo, when we fall down here and we see this spring, look how we fall. We still get supply. We do get the highest volume on the chart, and it does dip under to reverse and close firm. So technically, this is a spring. However, when we talk about background conditions, and we've just gone through, and we've analyzed this trading range, what is the story of this trading range? It's a story of weakness. And it's overt. Like, as I said, the supply is getting stronger and the buying is deteriorating. There you go. Yeah, you can think of it as distribution. Yes, of course. I prefer to keep it in simple terms because I think we can read this. We don't need to know the phases. We don't need phase A, phase B, phase C. We can just read who's in control. Yes, context is king. So trading this spring, piecing this all together, as I said, we have a story of weakness. Ergo, trading this spring is extremely low odds. Even though it has the highest volume of the chart, it's 1 bar out of all of this. Okay. And for those who wanted to see the resolution, it does take off. if one did trade this, and you get 20 odd ticks.